this late night. We hope you're doing well. And now, if you don't mind, we're going to get to the news. FBI Director Kash Patel filed a $250 million defamation lawsuit yesterday against The Atlantic magazine over an article alleging that Patel has abused alcohol. Said Patel this morning, "Oh, man, I did?" That's right. Kash Patel filed a $250 million lawsuit against The Atlantic magazine over an article alleging that Patel has abused alcohol. Though you'd have to be pretty drunk to think a print magazine can afford $250 million. The U.S. and Iran are reportedly negotiating over a 3-page plan to end the war. Specifically, Trump's trying to negotiate them down to 1 page. No way I'm reading 3 pages. In a new interview, President Trump said that he will reach a peace deal with Iran and added, quote, "It will happen one way or another, the nice way or the hard way." The nice way or the hard way, that's not how you reach a peace deal. That's something you yell during a bank robbery. President Trump criticized Spain's economy in a post over the weekend on Truth Social and said that the country is, quote, "sad to watch," adding they can't even afford full-sized entrees. A new Grateful Dead app launched last week, which features high-quality recordings of more than 400 full live shows and better than CD quality. Said Dead fans, "Wow, it sounds even better than I don't remember." In honor of Star Wars Day, the dairy brand True Moo is offering a vanilla-flavored blue milk that has 8 grams of protein per serving. Because if someone hands you a glass of blue milk, the first question you'll have is, how much protein is in it? A humanoid robot won a half marathon on Sunday in Beijing with a time nearly 7 minutes faster than the human world record. And if you think that's impressive, some other dude smoked them all by 45 minutes with a machine he calls a Nissan Altima. The food company Purdue Farms announced last week it will offer so-called 6-7 chicken nuggets, even though everybody who thought 6-7 was funny is now too old for chicken nuggets. A 101-year-old New Zealand man was recently named the world's oldest croquet player. Here he is pictured next to the world's youngest croquet player. That's right, a 101-year-old man in New Zealand has been named the world's oldest croquet player. Well, just be careful which balls you're hitting. I'm a little worried about what's coming next. That was a monologue, everybody! We got a great show for you tonight. You know her from Parks and Recreation and The White Lotus. She's the co-creator and star of the new animated series Kevin, streaming now on Prime Video, one of our favorites. Our friend Aubrey Plaza is back on the show. You know him from Stranger Things and Well on Broadway shows such as Dear Evan Hansen and Sweeney Todd. Currently, he's starring in Pizza Movie, streaming now on Hulu. Gaten Matarazzo is here, everybody. First time. I'm so excited. And he's a multi-talented, Emmy-winning actor, writer, and producer you know from shows such as Scandal and Hacks. He both stars and executive produces on The Comeback, which airs Sundays on HBO and HBO Max. Dan Bucatinsky is also joining us. Family Trips this week with Jason Schwartzman. Give it a listen. He's always fantastic. Well, you guys, it's finally spring. Everyone's cleaning out their closets, planting their gardens, and that includes my writers. You know, they write hundreds of jokes every day just to get the 10 or 12 we use in the monologue. And honestly, a lot of those jokes just aren't good. You know, sometimes I even think they throw in a couple of stinkers on purpose just to fill the page, just to meet the assignment. But just because it's allergy season, that doesn't mean we can tolerate laziness, which means it's time for another surprise inspection. So here's how this works. I'm going to read some real jokes that were really submitted by my real writers. Some are dumb, some are offensive, some are just insane. Most importantly, my writers don't know we're doing this, and because they don't watch the show, they'll never know. And as a reminder, these are jokes that were worse than the croquet balls joke we read. So that they didn't hit that high bar. So based on how you reacted to that, is why I'm currently super worried. President Trump is set to host a celebration for National Agriculture Day tomorrow at the White House with nearly 1,000 farmers and probably a couple hoes. Now, we will, for the purpose of shaming them, be showing the photos of each writer who wrote the joke, and the first one was by this gentleman, Mike Scollins. Sadly, you're gonna get used to him. Today was National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day. Congrats, you earned it. Yeah. Scollins with back-to-back inanimate object punchlines. According to the latest numbers, the price of period products has increased since 2020 to nearly $7.50 per unit, unless you know how to pull a few strings. Please be a female writer. Please be a female writer. Please be a female writer. Show me, Alex. That's Matt, everybody. If you see him in the street, feel free to slap him. According to the latest numbers, the price of period... We're doing another one. The price of period products has increased nearly 40% since 2020, leaving all their customers in the red. Please be a female writer. Please be a female writer. Please be a female writer. A pig named Merlin. All right, yeah. Okay, it's a cute pig. It's gonna be a happy ending. I'm not worried about this one. Pig named Merlin recently set a Guinness World Record for the most followers on Instagram. Oh, so they're allowed to post hog. What human instinct is making you applaud for that? Six Flags Over Texas recently announced a new chaperone policy for guests under 17 years old. I'll do it, said R. Kelly. And we don't have to change the picture because he actually wrote that one. Somehow we brought a golf audience in. During his confirmation hearing today for Homeland Security Secretary, Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullins said he fell in love with his wife in 3rd grade. Me too, said one man. All right, so you guys know how you feel. You don't have to clap for this guy. And they don't. All right, and finally, we have one last chance to win you back. Is it Scollins? Can you show me? It is. All right, so Scollins, we let Scollins, Tank Top Scollins, write the last joke here. And I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful we can save this thing. That we collectively can just laugh and not feel bad about ourselves. And I think that'll be really important for the rest of our week. Let's put ourselves in Scollins' hands. And finally, Duncan Hines has introduced new Peanuts-themed baking mixes, and I know someone who'd love to eat peppermint patty. Yeah. What did we learn today? Yeah, all right. Let's think about it during the commercial break. This has been Surprise Inspection.